Greetings, YouTube, and I hope there wasn't a big delay there. This thing seems to be a little on the slow side today. I'd like to talk about low light vision versus dark vision. Now, some of you will remember way back when, first edition, we didn't have low light vision or dark vision. We had infravision and ultravision. And infravision was what some surface species had as extraordinary vision. You literally saw the heat signature. Ultravision is what like the Drow had because they lived in the Underdark. I don't think it would actually have been useful, but it was a gaming mechanic that we all kind of hopped onto. It even bled over into Gamma World, or maybe Gamma World bled over to that. I don't know where the idea came from. Who knows? That's long in the past. Jump forward to 3rd edition, and they introduced low light vision and dark vision, which I think was genius. Whoever came up with that idea, particularly dark vision, deserves a medal. It is a wonderful concept. Now, I didn't touch 4th edition. Don't even consider it an edition of D&D. So I was not unaware that they dropped low light vision in 4th edition. I didn't encounter that particular idea until I read 5th edition, which I have read. There will be a review at some point. I'm getting there. I'm still having fun in reading some of the 5th edition books I've got kicking around at the moment. And I think that was a really bad idea because fundamentally, low light vision and dark vision are two very, very different things. They are not even close to the same thing. And you cannot replace dark vision to cover low light vision. You just can't do it. Low light vision is its own thing. Dark vision is its own thing. So let's talk about why I say this. Low light vision is real. It exists. You have low light vision, just very poor low light vision. Your cat probably has low light vision probably anywhere between 6 and 10 times more than you. I always use 8 as a ballpark figure. So 8 times better than you do. And there are creatures out there that have much better low light vision. And if you'd like to, there actually are tests for figuring this out. They actually figure out at what distance a person can pick up a single candle. So literally 1 candle power of light. So you could test that. You get your friends together, you get a really dark spot, set out a candle, figure out who can see it the furthest. You just figured out who's got the best dark vision, but I can guarantee you your average house cat saw that much more easily than you did. And that's how real world animals function out there in the wild. That's why the cat's eyes have that reflective thing, because that reflects the light inside their own eyes to maximize the amount that's coming in and allows them to see as much as possible in dim light and outside at night, because it's very rarely ever completely dark. Humans may perceive that. You may be outside, and if you go out into the wilderness under like heavy canopies so you can't see the sky, it's going to be really dark for you. It's not really dark for animals. That's low light vision. Now, a rule of thumb I have often used, just because it's a pithy saying and I think it's easier for people to understand it, is if you have a low light vision and you have access to the sky, low light vision in my book is that starlight is like moonlight, moonlight is like daylight. So if you have a bright moon, full moon, for a person with low light vision, like an elf, you can see a very far distance. Dark vision goes anywhere between 30 and 120 feet. If you have really poor dark vision, it's 30. Average dark vision is 60. If you have extraordinary dark vision, it can go 90 or 120. Okay? That's not very damn far. It just isn't. So let's take into account, say our cat, our average house cat, would have dark vision. They can see out to 60 feet. They can't see beyond that. That's a problem if you're an animal in the wild. It's even more of a problem if you're a person trying to use stealth to hit a target at a distance with a ranged weapon, because you can't hit them beyond 60 feet. Whereas under low light vision conditions, with low light vision, you could hit that target because you could see them. Just as good archers in low light conditions who have trained can see a target at a distance of more than 60 feet. There's a method of what's they call poor man's night vision, wherein you would put an eye patch over your dominant eye and only see with your other eye at night. And you would have a single candle illuminating or a lamp illuminating the area. So it's very low. Then if you hear something, you cut the light off, blow it out, what have you, and then you flip up the eye patch. And this eye has adjusted to the darkness. And you close this one. And suddenly, you've got night vision, and whoever it was that is coming into your zone doesn't, because that light was there. Okay? Now, dark vision is fantasy. It's magic. It has no bearing on the real world. It isn't affected by like an anti-magic spell, but it doesn't function in the real world, because dark vision works when there is zero light. No light of any kind. And if you have that situation, unless you've got a flashlight, unless you hear something fall down, you're not going to be able to see anything. Okay? You need a light source in a pitch black room. If you're a dwarf under 3rd edition or P1, you don't. Why? Because you have dark vision. And giving dark vision to subterranean species, I should say, was genius. It was one of the best ideas that anybody's ever come up with. And then they dumped low light vision and said that animals have dark vision? No, they don't. I read that and I was just dumbfounded. Like, who thought that was a good idea? You are crippling the real world animals, giving them a magical ability they don't need, and you're diminishing what dark vision does. Dark vision is really cool. It's absolute vision when it's pitch black. It's black and, it's black and white. It's grayscale. Who cares? I don't care if I can't see color, is if I can see my enemies and I can know what's going on. So I have a real problem with 5th edition dropping low light vision. Were I ever to run the system, and I'm never going to, I would definitely put low light vision back into the system. It would be super easy to do. You just tack it on to any of the species out that the player characters can have access to, and you say all animals have got it, and you're good to go. It's that simple. And if there's specific instances where someone says, does that creature have low light vision or dark vision, you can figure it out. You can look at the older versions of them under Pathfinder 1st edition. I don't know if all of the monsters have exactly the same eye vision capabilities in Pathfinder 2nd edition. I don't know if there's a difference or not, so I'm more familiar with 1st edition, so I would probably make a quick reference to 1st edition. And again, I have all of the monsters I need right here. So I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you discern a difference between low light vision and dark vision? Do you think it matters? Do you think the loss of low light vision in 4th and 5th edition had a negative impact, or did nobody notice it? For me, it's a glaring omission. It makes absolutely no sense, and I would not stand for it were I GM. And if I were a player, I would definitely be playing a species that either has normal vision or had dark vision from P1. That way I wouldn't feel I had lost anything. Because if you're telling me an elf has dark vision, I'm not a goddamn playing a goddamn drow on the surface. I don't like that concept that you drop low light vision. I just don't. But I want to hear what you got to say. I realize that I've rambled on forever on this topic, but it's gotten under my craw, and it's something that I want to talk to other people about. So let's discuss low light vision and dark vision.